Just thought I'd come live before the weekend kicks in and kicks in with me strong. Thank you all for joining. If you are not a subscriber, please like and subscribe and join the page. I'm trying to get new to saying this. I'm not real familiar with this. My page is new, so give me a minute. So if you're not a member, if you're not a subscriber, like and subscribe and share the page. I guess that's the dialogue that goes here. So I'm just gonna kick in. Like I said, on the weekends, I'm gonna bring in weekly updates of all of the interesting things that has happened in my field, which is the entertainment field. I don't necessarily do the entertainment gossip. I think it's enough, or the entertainment news in terms of the entertainers, but I do like talk about what happens behind the scenes in certain events. So I may touch on some, but it may not be in the fashion that we all getting on every channel full stream because I think they're doing a good job of saturating us with all the information. Cheers. This is Snoopy, my favorite. So, things I wanted to talk about today. I didn't get to go live last weekend. We need to talk about Meaculpa. We need to talk about Tyler Perry's styling, his creative styling. We're going to talk about the launching of Beyonce's hair care line. And we're going to talk about if people really trust the lines just because they come from celebrities or not. So we'll start at the top. Did you see Meaculpa? Did you see Meaculpa? Did you like Meaculpa? What did you like about it? When you were watching it, didn't you instantly feel, hey Google, turn down one? When you were watching it, didn't you instantly feel like you seen it before? Did it seem like a replay of something that you recently seen? Yeah, to me it did. If you don't know, Mia Culpa was Tyler Perry's new release starring Kelly Rowland and that other actor. I really need to look him up because I don't know much about him. But I heard he was stunning and other things, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know much about him. Even though I follow the industry heavily, I don't know him well enough to even know his name. So I'm going to speak with what I know. This film starred Kelly Rowland, which I'm sure was a good pull for the movie by starring Kelly. I think that's why we came. If he would have not starred a premiere actress, I think he would have had worse shape. Worse shape. Worse shape. So it starred starred Kelly Rowland, and she played an attorney. Now, it's not much that I'm gonna go into about this movie other than touching on the movie. I used to be, in light of everything going on in the entertainment world and all the gossip and everything that's going on, I myself was a Tyler Perry fan. I can't speak for this later day Tyler Perry stuff, but I'm gonna speak for early Tyler Perry stuff, and I'll tell you why. In these past couple of years, Tyler Perry, I call him the run 'em out. He's running them out. He's running these projects out. He's rolling them out so fast that the quality of what he does is not there anymore. I'm a filmmaker. I make films, we make TV shows, we do all of that other good stuff. And I may not be premiere, but when I do, even this channel is based off of quality that I see in the industry that I would like to strive for, or like to give kudos to people that are doing it well, and just touch on what it is that they're doing well and that I liked. So in my career, I had a shot list. I have a booklet that I have had since I started, since I was maybe 15, of people that I wanted to meet, people that I wanted to know. Tyler Perry wasn't even out back then when I started highlighting who I wanted to meet and who I wanted to talk to about my works. And I do have quite a few industry friends or connections that I have had the opportunity to share my work with and get some feedback on it. And I think that was really really good. So because anybody in this industry, you need to have some sort of connections. So in my strive for having connections, Tyler Perry made it into my book. and this was early on in his days of shooting Medea, the Medea series. I was really a fan of Tyler Perry because his guerrilla style antics is what got me to him. I am the go to the industry in the back door kind of person. I think you're more effective. I got my scripts in the hands of people by doing some backdoor tactics. Nothing shady, but just doing backdoor tactics of finding more creative ways to get people to look at my work. So I do commend myself on being able to do that, which gets me to Tyler Perry. He made it to my book. And when I have this book, I have people in this book that I want to talk to, that I want to seek mentorship with, that I want to put my work in front of them and see what we can make happen, or if they're a good fit for my work. I'm very particular about what I do. I've had some opportunities on some big projects that I had to pass up because the fit wasn't a good fit for me, or that I wanted to tie my name or my company to. So I had to kind of walk away from a couple of deals that was not, per se doing what I think they should do. So not that I can, who am I? Who am I to judge? But I know in the long run, I'd rather go the long, slow road than go the fast, quick way and end up with a lot of the grief and unnecessary tied name to things that my name shouldn't be tied to. One in particular is a headliner in the media right now. And I actually met this person and I put my script in this person's hand myself. And I'm like, I dodged the bullet. That could have been me. That could have been me. That could have been me. So, in other words, I dangle in those fields where you meet and you hustle and you get in the rooms and you try to get with people that you think will take your work to the next level in terms of you getting a production deal or getting distribution for your projects. Going back to Tyler Perry, and we'll get on that movie briefly. He made it to my list because I liked how he started. I like how he used guerrilla style antics to get his work out. I like how he took to the streets and got people to come to his play off the street. That's something that I would do. I like how he I like how he self-funded his stuff or did solicitations by the viewers to get his shows where they were supposed to be when he was not getting any love from the industry. I like that because that is something that I would do. I basically like the grassroots bootstrap approach to getting films and projects done. So because of that, I had a lot of respect for him because of those things when he did it. Let's fast forward. Modern day Tyler Perry. I scratched him out my list. Not because of anything that's going on in the streets now about him, but because his quality and the style of how he does things is not good for me. He's very tyrannical. I know people that work for him. I know people that have worked for him. I myself was going to work for him, but I backed out because I'm not the one. I've done a lot of things with a lot of celebrities and I've walked away from a lot of things. Some of y'all favorite people, I've been on a crew with them and I see that they're not what they're leading up to be in the industry is everything that you all are seeing now about Hollywood and all of that stuff. It is so. It's a mess. Because when I see the ones who I did and I hear them speaking highly of this person, I'm like, mm-mm. When I hear them saying this about this person, I'm like, nope. And I can speak from personal experience with this person. I ain't even got a name drop. I don't. I don't have to. I don't, and I won't. It's unnecessary. Things will come out over the course of what's going on here, but his style has changed. How he does stuff has changed. His quality has changed, and I just don't like. He basically needs to be a Tubi producer to me now. This movie Meaculpa could have went straight to Tubi. I think he could have saved that Netflix deal for a better movie. I don't think the movie got as bad of reviews as people want to give it because they don't want to dog it because Kelly's in it. And I think that's why that they're they're not going in on it like they want to go in on it. Just like they did on that other movie that he made with the bad wigs and the bad acting and the bad actors and all that other kind of stuff. I can't even think what the name of that movie is. But we ridiculed that movie into the ground. The one that he was happily saying that he shot in 5 days. He filmed this in 5 days. They shot this movie in 5 days. And they were advertising that they shot this in 5 days. And it was trash. I wonder, does he think that we won't notice? I wonder, does he think that we don't notice or he don't care? One of the two happens. I know I guard my projects like they're little children. No, no. Charlotte, can I see this? No, 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 no. Hold it with two hands. I know how I treat my stuff. So for him to just loosely throw projects out there just because you have the money, I don't think that's good business, because you have an audience that cares about you and that cares about your work. And just because you're great and you're a billionaire, whatever you are, I don't think that your work, and you are in a position where your work does not have to suffer the way that it's suffering with you. The more money you have, it seems like your quality has went down. Your work was better to me when you had less money. Your prior works were good. Let's just say Diary of Mad Black Woman. Your first Medea movie. What else you do? You did a couple of things in the earlier part of your career that I think were good. But the more you went on, the quality has dropped. And I just think it's because you just don't care. You don't have to produce everything. You don't have to be the person behind. You don't have to direct everything. You're actually putting a lot of directors and producers and people, SAG people, out of business. And in fact, I think they actually had a strike against him, where nobody working at certain industries were allowed to work on Tyler Perry Productions because he's cheap. He don't want to pay them their wages, and his set and what happens on his set is out of control. So I myself don't want to be affiliated with that. So I'll just keep my projects to myself. I'll just go next to the next person I'm going to talk about and see what's going on with that. But the movie Meaculpa to me was a strong reenactment of, what was that movie? Temptation, I think. I think that movie was called Temptation. The one with yeah, I think it was called Temptation. So to me, I just thought I was looking at a newer version of Temptation. And my problems that I've had with the movie, one was, I don't know if he was trying to make a I don't know if he was trying to make his own version of, what's that movie? 30 Shades, 60 Shades of Grey. However many shades of gray, 60 Shades of Gray or whatever. I don't know if he called himself trying to make a crossover on the low grade version of 60 Shades of Gray. I don't know if he thought he was trying to do that. Miss us with that though. Because to me, your work now, and I can't even say with all due respect, because I really don't have the respect anymore for you as somebody who I had on my list as being somebody that I wanted to be attached to some things that I would do. I don't even think I would approach you now with stuff, because you just went so far off the rails from where you were, and it's unnecessary. And when you become a mogul and you're out of touch and you don't have to care what people say, people can't say anything to you. Your work is lacking, dude. Your work is whack now. You're not putting up the work like you used to. So it's one thing to have scandal going on in the media, but you are still supposed to be TP. You are still supposed to put out high quality projects. You are still supposed to employ people. You are still supposed to let go of the reins on some of your projects. You are still supposed to do that, because if your project is going to suffer, then you need to let it go and let somebody else do it, because now we're making a spectacle out of you, so much to the point that we don't trust your work anymore. And we didn't go in on this project specifically because Kelly and some people don't care, but because she did a good job with this movie, and we don't feel like bashing her over what you chose as a producer to do with your baby. So I'm thinking that's why your movie's got to pass. Let's see. I don't even know what the reviews are. Let's see. What are the current reviews for the movie Meaculpa?
According to IMDb, this movie is dull and put on. It has the feel of a Lifetime movie but less interesting. Kelly Rowland plays a supposed tough Chicago lawyer, but her character doesn't translate the grit or depth that a tough lawyer character should have.
See what I'm saying? And that's on Google. I'm not even talking about what YouTube said about you. Kelly does not translate in this movie. Not only that, she was so dumb. Why? Is if she's supposed to be, this is what I don't like. And we got a lot of that in the actual news media now today too. We have so many high powered black women that are doing dumb stuff. We have a mayor over here in Chicago. We have a district attorney out there in Atlanta. Now we got Kelly rolling on fake. She was so dumb. She was setting herself up for a lot of those scenarios that she got in. She set herself up for, because any upstanding lawyer, after doing all that work, fighting to be who you are, fighting to be a lawyer and get a high ranking, would not put themselves in that situation. You ain't that hard up for the money, lawyer lady. You're not that hard up for the money. And another thing, while I'm talking about the industry background, people, you have to love yourself more than you love the opportunity. You can't jump at everything. So I guess I can talk about this on my page. You can't jump at everything. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I've walked away from some things because I this was before internet. This was before everybody had cameras. This was before people can just put a camera in your face and everything was recorded. Some things could have actually gotten away with then, and I could have gotten out unscathed because there was no social media or anything to be in the rooms. Not that I was going to do that, but circumstantially, if I had been in those situations, wasn't nobody going to be in there to say anything different, whether to lie or to do whatever they wanted to do, because there was not social media like this. But because I love God, and he really kept me from a lot of tripped out things. The more we go now, my story will seep out through here, but he has really, really kept me from some very, 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 very tripped out situations. And all I could do is thank God, because I have had some high profile incidents that turned out good for me because I had to step back and not engage with what was placed before me. My son is an actor, and he was blowing up. He was blowing up. He was getting auditions. He did a stage play. Denzel Washington looked at my son for a movie that he was doing. He literally, Denzel Washington himself told the agency to reach out to me for my son for this movie. So do you know how that was for me? I think I was more excited than he was. I don't think he cared as much as I did, but that's just how my industry life was going. But for my son, he got offered a role in a project, and they were saying this is how they trick you. Just so y'all can't on the back end, if y'all don't know how this happens, I'm gonna tell you how it happens. You in the industry, you excited, you in the room, you're about to get an acting job, you're about to get somebody to read your script or do whatever the case is, so everything's served up to you on the platter and it's looking good. And then you get that call that says, oh, we got this, and I think it'll just be better if you make this tweak, or I think it'll just be better if you let us do this. So when they start inserting stuff into what your created project is, that's when it becomes a problem. My son got called for an audition And it was between my son and this other boy, and they were like, oh, the directors love your son, they want to use your son, but they love this boy too, so it's between your son and this boy who they're gonna pick. I said, okay, well, let me know what they're gonna do. The next day they called me back and they were like, hey, you know, they would really love to use both the boys. Do you think your son would be willing to play a no? No. Well, they said that if they would be willing to play a couple, if they would play a couple, then they would pick them. So I told my son, I said, hey, they got you up for this movie, and they like you and the other boy so much that they said that if y'all would be willing to play a couple, that they would use you both. My son said, you might as well tell them to go with he said, you might as well tell them to go with the other boy. Because he was not finna do that. He was not finna do that. He's a straight male. Why would he just voluntarily for his first feature film volunteer to be in a gay relationship at the age of what, 18, 19 for his first feature film? Why would y'all even call back with that stuff? But that's how it happens. All of these people that kind of get got on the back end, it's not a matter of how did this happen, because I know how it happens. And that stuff is real. I have been in those rooms and was like, oh Lord, if the Lord didn't love me, if the Lord didn't love me, I would have been in a lot of trouble. If the Lord didn't love me, I would have been in a lot of trouble, because you don't see it coming like that. You don't see it coming like that. You don't see how it goes. It just slide up on you, and then you either think, okay, it ain't gonna be that bad, or this and that and the other. You don't see it. You don't see it. So I clearly understand how it happens, but you just have to be in tune with yourself. Where you see yourself, you have to look 10 years down the line. You can't think about, okay, I'm just going to do this now and that's going to get me in the door. That stuff will follow you all of the days of your life. All of the days of your life. You don't even know what you're dodging when you focus and you let God lead you and tell you, nah, don't do that. Nah, don't do that. Nah, don't do that. You have to be in tune with that, or you're going to shoot your own self in the foot and end up being one of these stories. I could have been a couple of these stories. It sound too stupid for me to even tell y'all the stories that I can almost be attached to. Y'all will be like, no, no. You won't even believe me. So I'm not even going to do it. I don't need no clout. I don't need nobody knowing for real. I don't even need nobody to tune in just because I was that dumb. Or not even dumb on my part. I was naive, but protected by God. But I was naive. I ain't get caught up. I ain't get back into no rooms. Didn't nothing crazy happen to me by the grace of God. But I was there for a lot of the nonsense that's happening currently in the news. Literally, I have to pray and just be thankful that I dodged a couple of bullets. A couple of bullets. A couple of bullets. A couple of bullets. Okay, so that basically wraps up what I'm saying. And also with Kelly, if I was her, I don't even think I would have did this movie, because I understand you're trying to get your big break and you're trying to distance yourself off. I think bigger things were for you, but you were just trying to kick it in real strong and get it started. But I do think bigger things were for you. And I think that you wasted your shot on this project, because I think there were bigger things for you, because the movie was not good. It was flat. It basically looked like we was looking at Temptation all over again. Temptation to the less of a third degree, with some very, very graphic scenes that was unnecessary. like he was trying to make 60 shades of gray, the black edition. So I'm not giving you a pass because I don't appreciate you just throwing these projects out there like nothing, 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 and it's really, really taken away from our craft. It's really taken away. Spike Lee told you long time ago how this was gonna go. Spike Lee told us long ago has gone. The buffoonery don't last long. So I like him. At least he comes out when he come out, and when he come out, and we're there for him. Because when he come out. I respect the directors and the producers and the executive producers that have an opportunity to make movies, that have an opportunity to do shows and programs, and they take their times until they get the right ones in their hand that would do society or people some good to watch. I think that they do better. But you just throwing stuff out to stay relevant, we're over it. And I think that those of us who supported you, we're going to back away from you. Simply because, why? Why are you doing this? You don't have to do this. Let other people come to your fabulous studio and shoot projects that mean something, and you just get your money on the back end, on the front end of being attached to these projects. But you need to stop. You've done this 2 or 3 or 4 times in a row, and we're over it. Stop it. Don't do no more. All right, we done with that. Tyler Perry, put down the pen, step aside, take tickets at the door. Meaning give other producers a chance to get on your studio and do what they do. And you need to fall back quite a bit. Actors, everything is done out a good job just because you can get it. It's not. So stop doing that. Don't sell yourself out early in your career. If you're just starting, don't sell yourself out. Everything is not good. Every phone call is not good. I just gave you an example of one that could have went, oh, just so if we wanted to have a role or to be featured in something. No, that's not what we're doing. Don't do it to yourself because it has long standing ramifications when you do such thing. Moving on. I'm just going over things that happened this week. Not a lot of eventful stuff happened this week. And I'm actually going over stuff that happened last week because I missed a week. So we're going to talk about Sacred, Beyonce's hair care line that launched. I did a prequel to it when I was saying things about, okay, do you all trust celebrity hair care lines? Do you all think that that is going to do good? But I do want to know what the feedback was. Now, we are going to take into consideration that it's Beyonce. So we already know that they're going to sweat it, sweat it, sweat it, sweat it. But we're going to go into the underlying fact of what's going on here. What were the reviews for Beyonce's hair care line, Sacred? Is the Sacred hair care line getting good reviews? Sacred. I'm not even getting anything on that. So I'll look it up later. But the line launched and it was sold out because I seen y'all people doing product reviews on this Sacred, 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 Sacred. First of all, Sacred. I understand what they were trying to. It looks like, I don't know if a lot of people caught it, but they were trying to do a play off of the Beyonce Cred. Sacred. So they were trying to do a play off Beyonce Cred. I personally don't appreciate this. This is just my own personal opinion. I don't appreciate it. And I wasn't going to say that I'm also in the hair care field. I'm in the hair care game. But I don't appreciate the play on the word sacred. I just don't. I think that sacred should be sacred. Not spelled different, not pressed up against somebody's name, not pushed into their eye. So I'm not even checking for the name. I wasn't even going to say it. Sacred. Beyonce Cred. You ain't sacred. Your hair products ain't sacred. So I'm not even appreciating the name, There may be some low key background gospel hating or Christian hating on it or whatever, but Christians not hating. I don't want to say those two words together. I don't appreciate the name because only sacred things should be called sacred. I don't care how you spell it. So the feedback is the word on the street is that I hear people use it. Oh, it do work good. It don't work. It do this. It do that. Of course, it's gonna work good. It's a shampoo, and it's a no. I don't even think it was a shampoo. What is it? She did a yeah. She had a what is it? A clarifying shampoo and some other shampoo and then some other conditioner. What I looked at first of all, why do we have to double shampoo? Why do you have? Hold on, let me see. What are the pieces in the sacred hair care line? I think she had, I don't know why my phone's not talking to me right now. But from what I understand, she had a clarifying shampoo. So the reviews that I watched, they used a clarifying shampoo, then they went back with some other shampoo, and then they went back with the conditioner, and then I think maybe a moisturizer or something. I'm gonna go back and see, but I really don't care that much. I'm still mad at the name sacred. Why are you calling this stuff sacred? It ain't sacred. It ain't sacred. So I'm mad at that name. I'm mad at the name. So I don't care that much. But back to what I'm saying. It's not, it doesn't matter. I think that people were mad about the fact that you promoting stuff and we ain't seeing your hair. Are you familiar with that phrase? You can sell sand to the beach. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. You can't sit there and brag on, we don't see, even on your page and even on my story and even on any of that stuff, you are not showing your hair. So to the black community, I'm sure the stylists don't care. I'm sure the stylists don't care because they can make dollar store shampoo look good. They can make, if you're a stylist, you should be able to make any products used do what they're supposed to do. So I'm not even going with the stylist reviews. I'm going with the mom and pop people like me that's using this stuff. So I was looking at some sister girl reviews and seeing what they were saying about it and seeing how they were feeling about it. And they're saying, yeah, it do work. And then they were saying something about the slippage that I talk about all the time. We need moisture. We need slippage. We need something to lock in, something to help pull through this hair. We need that stuff. So when you have a product that says for all hair types, then that means more than likely it ain't for you. Because we all don't have the same hair type. We all don't have the same hair texture. So it can't be for everybody. It can't be for white people, black people, Indian people, because all of our hair is different. Because some people it'll make their hair stringy, some people it'll make their hair too heavy. So you can't make a product and expect it to be for everybody. And I'm not a fan of this selling sand to the beach perspective of you in your site on there with your hair down doing this and that and the other. I would have felt better if you just had your own hair flat iron. I would have just felt better had you had your own hair down. You got enough hair to do that and be on it. We would have had more respect. Because in the hair game, I can't go nowhere and sell hair products nowhere. I can't. I can't go and say, hey, because everybody gonna say, is that your hair? Is that your hair? That's what they're gonna say when you're trying to demo something that's not your hair. So that happened last week. So boo to the hair products. I don't appreciate that. I don't like the name. I don't like the fact that you selling sand to a beach and you ain't even showing us your own hair. I would have felt better if you made a wig care line. Now that would have been good. I could have even put it on this. I could have put it on this. So I would have felt better if you would have did a wig care line because we would have had more respect of you looking, trouncing on TV with your wig on, talking about how good the products work on your wig. We could respect that, but not on hair. Taraji has a line out. Gabrielle has a line out. I don't hear no heat about it. I don't hear nobody saying. I don't see nobody doing no demos other than when they first came out. Of course, the hair bloggers are going to do the reviews, and that's to be expected and respected. And we're going to do that. Moving on. Beyonce made other news because she made the top of the country chart. And I'm happy that she made the top of the country chart because what we did is we launched a campaign. If you follow my page, if you follow this channel or any of my other social media things, we launched a campaign and we said we need to get a message into the camp that features or highlights or promotes or even talks about, or shall I say advocates for, some of the pioneers in the industry that paved the way for rock and roll before it got, no, not rock and roll, country, before it got hijacked, just like rock and roll got hijacked. So it happened, and they were trying to ban playing her on radio stations and stuff like that. Got squashed, so she got clearance to be played on all the stations. It's sad that in this day we still have to do these kind of things, but it don't make sense. It don't make sense, but in true Beyonce fashion, she hit the top of the charts. She hit the top of the charts, and that's what we expected her to do. So I'm excited for her in that lane. I'm excited for her that she did that. So that made me feel good. What else happened in other news? What else? Bob Marley, that hit it the week before. Mixed reviews. A lot of people who are familiar with him felt as though they didn't get enough of his story beyond what we generally know about him. The music was rocking, of course. The music did good in the play, in the movie, but the story picks up from when he was already famous, which was kind of hard because we wanted to know about him before he got famous. I think that's what it is. But this movie itself was produced, like I said, I go to the back room and I give what's on the dock instead of just serving up what I want to serve up here. That movie was produced by the family. Ziggy Marley produced it, I do believe. Ziggy Marley? Well, his family produced this movie. So we can't dispute what story that they want to put out about him. So let's take what we can get. I really expected more of a dig in. I really expected more of a get to. It was some precious moments in this movie that I enjoyed, but I did expect more of a dig in on that movie. But that about wraps up what happened last week and the week before and probably the week prior in the back room of the industry. But I just wanted to come give my updated report. I'm going to try to stay current. I'm either going to drop this at the beginning of the weekend or at the beginning of the following week after I get enough good facts about something interesting that happened the week before. Like I said, if you're not a member here, subscribe, like, and share. I'm trying to grow us so we can get in this back room and we're going to get to the bottom of this entertainment industry from the back room. I don't want to go to the front door. We're going to go in the back room. So, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Like and subscribe and share. Bye.